be a video of my Crf150rb. I just got this bike yesterday. And it is a 2008 model. It is a big wheel. That's what the B stands for in RB. Stock exhaust, it's basically stock. The suspension, the last owner told me the suspension has been redone with different oil or something. It also has Pro Taper bars. And it has Pro Taper rear sprocket, and it has a new chain. And the engine is basically stock. It's not warm. Yeah. Has two radiators on like the 80 and the 85. Here's my CR80, and if you look at the radiator, there's just one of them. Or this has two of them. Same brakes as the 80, or at least it seems the same. This bike seems says a lot more power than the 80. And I think this would have more power than any two-stroke 80. And being the RB, it sits up quite a bit higher than the 80. And this doesn't, well, it seems to have about the same amount of power on the top end as the 80. It's just the bottom end power where this really seems to get the 80. Because this has enough bottom end power that you can, in second gear, you can take and give it some gas and pull up on the handlebars and do a wheelie without even like revving too high. But I paid $1,800 or $1,850 for this bike, and it starts up and it runs really well. It seems to have the factory piston and stuff, and it has that hole. I'm not sure what that's for. It looks like some sort of casting hole, like when they casted the cylinder. But it looks like it has a factory base gasket. It is a kickstart. It's a race bike. Has that weird carburetor thing, and the throttle cable has like two cables come out of it. But it's a very good bike for like if you had the Crf100 and you wanted a bigger bike, I wouldn't get an 80 or an 85. I'd definitely just get the 150. And if you get the big wheel, the 150 is or the 150rb sits up about the same height as a 250. Because the guy I got this off of, he got a Crf250R, and when he got that bike, he sold this bike. Well, the 250 was actually his, and this bike was his son's, but he stopped riding and he gave his 250 to his son. I haven't used the hot start thing yet. Not sure if it helps a lot with kickstarting it, and I'm not going to start it in here. But has high compression for being a 150. And if you're wondering what that noise is, that clicking noise, that's pretty common on these bikes. From what I hear, that's a decompression thing on the cam. That seems to be pretty common. But it runs very well. I had this triangle thrown in with it. And I don't know if this is factory or not, but it has a folding shifter. And it has this, which I know isn't factory. He put numbers on it. Total Control Racing, and Showa. That's basically it for this bike, and it is a very good step up from the Crf100. If you have a Crf100 and you're wanting to get a bigger bike, get the 150R. And if you're tall enough, get the 150rb. Even if you're not tall enough, I would recommend getting the RB. And the 80, it can't even come close to the power the 150 has. You can take in third gear, you can do wheelies without using the clutch. I haven't tried clutch up wheelies on this. I think I'd flip it over. Has quite a bit of power. But this bike it's just so much more powerful than the regular 80 or the 85. And yeah, that's basically it so far. And it's the same size as an 80 or the 85. And it seems to be pretty reliable from what I read. The last owner said that he changed the engine oil every 5 hours in the engine oil filter. Every 10 hours, I believe. Yeah. Didn't say anything about changing the transmission oil, but this does have two separate compartments as engine oil for the engine and transmission oil. There's one drain plug, or there's one plug and there's another. Has very light clutch pull. You can pull it with one finger pretty easily. All the electronics are right up front here, or not all of them, but the box, the CDI boxes. So that's going to be it for this interview, or this review. Yeah, just got done with the school interview. That's going to be all for this review sort of update video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I'm going to have some videos up with the Activion camera, sort of like a GoPro. So I'm going to have some of those up. And I'm going to have some videos up of the 80 and the 150. So that's all for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.